Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel Ganesha-Hanuman.com. Today we'll talk about the sun's ingress into the sign of Sagittarius, sun's entry into the sign of Sagittarius, and it's called Sankranti, Surya Sankranti. So anytime sun changes signs, it is called Sankranti. So sun is going to enter in the sign of Sagittarius today. December 16th, and it'll remain there through January 15th. So we'll look at each of the 12 signs. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And so Sun in Sagittarius, it's going to be a big change. Sun has been in Scorpio. Scorpio is a hidden sign, a very, very steamy, it's like a pressure cooker. A lot of hidden emotions and secrets and diplomacy. All of that is Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio. But now Sun in Sagittarius, Sun is going to be in the sign of a friendly sign. So it's ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so Sun will be in a friend's sign. In fact, Jupiter is the guru of the gods, right? So Sun will be in the house, in the sign of its advisor, the guru, the priest, the Brihaspati. And Sun really blossoms in Sagittarius. Sun loves being in Sagittarius because of all the environment that's provided to Sun. They are both dharmic, sattvic, entities. And Sun in Sagittarius will give you a lot of freedom, a lot of like adventurous spirit. Sun in Sagittarius is very, very dharmic. It's the main purpose is higher dharma, higher goal to elevate your spiritual consciousness. So Sun in Sagittarius will give you a lot of access to priests, gurus, dharmic discussions. So you'll have a really a very, very directed and guided path to spiritual progress. So we'll look at each of the 12 rising signs one by one. Let me share my screen. All right. So first of all, this is Aries rising. For Aries rising, so as you can see here, number one sign is Aries. So both for Aries rising as well as is Aries Rashi. So that means either Lagna is Aries or your moon sign is Aries. So this applies to both. So Sun is in Sagittarius, December 16th through January 15th. Okay. In general, Sun in Sagittarius, it's the ninth house. Sagittarius is the ninth sign in natural zodiac in the Kalpurush Kundali. And so it gives a lot of freedom, a lot of independence. Sun in Sagittarius, see the Sagittarius is represented by a centaur, which is like half man, half horse. It's aiming upwards, to make spiritual progress. That's the main theme, the goal of Sagittarius. And Sun loves that. So Sun will, there's a lot of learning and philosophical discussions and dharma, Sangha, philosophy, all of that is part of Sun in Sagittarius. Now for Aries rising, because it's number one sign, so it's also the ninth house. In addition to being the ninth sign, Sagittarius is also the ninth house. So the themes, the general themes we have for Sun in Sagittarius are all, reinforced. There's a huge emphasis on spiritual growth. So we're talking about the ninth house here, right? Let me show you here. So we are talking about Sun is sitting in the ninth house. This is the ninth house, and it's the ninth sign Sagittarius. Okay, so this entire month, focus on higher wisdom, spirituality. Focus on spending time with your gurus, spending time with your Sangha. Higher studies, absolutely wonderful time to dive into higher studies, higher education, spiritual discussions, philosophical discussions, learning from the gurus, and a lot of blessings for travel, especially pilgrimage. Good time to travel to the holy sites, and be optimistic, be adventurous. And Sun is the fifth house ruler for Aries rising. So fifth lord is sitting in the ninth house. So this is excellent time to discuss spirituality and dharma and philosophy with their children. Do some things together with your children. Introduce your children to the gurus. Okay. Bring them to the temples, to the spiritual discussions, and do some creative and adventurous things with your children or with your romantic partners, with your lovers. So that's the energy, and be very, very creative. Fifth lord it represents your creative energy, and it's sun being the fifth lord for Aries rising. It's a great time to do something very creative in the area of spirituality, philosophy, higher wisdom, gurus, sangha, and spiritual travel, all of that. So that's Sun in Sagittarius for Aries rising. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Next will be Taurus rising or Taurus Rashi, both. So if you have a Taurus rising, that is Taurus Lagna, or your moon is in Taurus, this applies to both. So we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius, a very, very auspicious transit for Sun, because Sun loves being in Sagittarius. It's in the sign of its guru, Brihaspati. Sun and Jupiter are friends. They're both suras, the devas, right? And so all of these will be in focus. There's good amount of optimism, enthusiasm, and freedom, and going, on a new path, adventurous spirit, being very independent and doing things on your own. Pilgrimage, spiritual travel, and learning and philosophy, all of that is the theme. Now, Sun is in the 8th house. So let me show you that. So Sun is sitting here in the 8th house. And this is, of course, Taurus rising or Taurus moon sign. Number 2 is Taurus here. Okay. So we have a Sun sitting in the 8th house here. Sagittarius is the sign, and this is the 8th house. So for Taurus rising or for Taurus Rashi, Sun is in the 8th house. Now, wherever Sun goes, it illuminates that area of life. It brings light to that area of life. So that means there may be some hidden secrets that will be revealed. You may actually gain access to deep esoteric wisdom. You may start deep studies of some esoteric subjects, occult sciences, astrology, Ayurveda, yoga, energy healing. All of that will be the focus. There could be focus on your joint finances, the money you get from other people, inheritance, money from in-laws, money from your clients. All of that will be the focus. But essentially, this will bring a lot of hidden secrets to your attention, to your consciousness. And then Sun is the 4th lord also, right? So Sun is the 4th lord sitting in the 8th house for Taurus rising and for Taurus Rashi. What does that mean? So that means involve your mother, or your house may also be involved, as in learn something new, some new esoteric subjects, or start studying those subjects with your mother or from your mother, right? If your mother is, a wise person, then you can learn from her. There could be a lot of change and transformation when it comes to your mother's life, or with your place of residence also possible, or with your vehicles. So all of that is the theme. But in general, there could be, big changes for shifts for your mother and for your joint finances. But Sun will give you access to hidden wisdom. That's the key for Taurus rising and for Taurus Rashi. All right, so next is Gemini Lagna and Gemini Rashi. Both, if your rising sign is Gemini or your moon sign is Gemini, then this applies to you. So this is number 3 sign, that's Gemini. That's Gemini rising or Gemini Lagna. And let me show you where Sun. So Sun is in the 7th house here. So Sun is sitting in the 7th house in the sign of Sagittarius. So we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius. It's going to be there from December 16th through January 15th. And so all of this will be the focus. Sun is going to be very, very, stable and happy, and give auspicious results in Sagittarius. A lot of optimism, enthusiasm, doing things on your own, very, very deep focus on learning and philosophy. A good time for spiritual travels. Good time to be very, very adventurous and start new things, new path, new projects. Now, specifically for Gemini rising or Gemini uh, moon sign, so Sun is also your third lord. Okay, so third lord sitting in the seventh house. So what that means is do some creative things with your spouse. Do some very spiritual work, deep spiritual work with your spouse or with your partner, business partner also, or with your siblings. Third house is also your siblings or your very close friends or with your neighbors. All of that will be the focus. Learn some new skills, especially skills related to your hands. Learn those with your or with your spouse. Learn some good time to focus on communication skills and direct them towards spiritual growth. So in other words, you can give some webinars, some talks, or some newsletters, things like that around spiritual subjects. Good time to travel or go on a pilgrimage with your partner, with your spouse, or with your siblings. Be very, very optimistic. I mean, this will, your relationships will be the focus. Seventh house, where Sun is placed, wherever Sun goes, that house becomes the limelight. I'm sorry, the highlight of your life, right? So it's going to bring your relationship to the surface. So also be very cautious though. Sun in seventh house may give you this ego or too much of this like wisdom and things like that, where your spouse might feel like she's not able to catch up with you. So very careful about not having this ego about being very spiritual, right? That's called spiritual ego. Also, do not ignore your partner. Do not go alone. I mean, Sun in Sagittarius is a key. It really wants to go alone, like independent, adventurous, right? So go on their own. They love to go on their own. And also Sagittarius could be a sign where it's like my way or highway, right? So it's a very, could be a very fundamentalist attitude also. And with Sun in seventh house, especially, that could mean your spouse or partner may feel alienated, okay? Be careful about that. And also, of course, Mercury is retrograde as well for half of the period for until 3rd of January. So miscommunications, that's possible. So careful with your communication, with your attitude, with your behavior with your spouse. Do not ignore their needs. And so, but if you both focus on spiritual progress, this is a wonderful time to dive deep into learning, deep subjects, philosophy, and also travel together. Travel is the best remedy. Travel for spiritual purposes. That's Sun in Sagittarius for Gemini Lagna and Gemini Rashi. Okay. Next is Cancer Lagna and Cancer Rashi. That means if your rising sign is Cancer or your moon is in Cancer, this applies to both of you. So this is number 4 sign is Cancer, and we have Sun is sitting here in the 6th house. Okay, Sun is sitting in the 6th house for Cancer rising or Cancer Rashi. And Sun is the 2nd house ruler. Sun is the ruler of the 2nd house. So if you have the ruler of the 2nd house sitting in the 6th house for Cancer rising or Cancer Rashi. Sun in Sagittarius in general, it will give you access to like, deep philosophy. A lot of learning will be there. You'll have very independent nature and a lot of travel, adventure, freedom, adventurous spirit, optimism, and then enthusiasm. So those are going to be the themes. Now, for Cancer rising or Cancer Rashi, Sun is going to be in the 6th house. 6th house is a house for health, house for routine, for our work, for people who work for us. It's also 9-to-5 job. 6th house is serving other people. 6th house is our enemy. So all of those things might be in focus. Wherever Sun goes in your chart, that house becomes, that area of life becomes the focus. Okay, so 6th house, Sun sitting in the 6th house means you cannot ignore those things anymore. Good good time for you to look at both the inner and outer enemies. Your Shadripus, set up some new health routines. Sun represents immunity also. Sixth house is all about health and routine. So set up a new routine, a new health routine. That'll be excellent. Sun will support you with that. Now, Sun really likes to be punctual. It's timing and time is very, very important for Sun. So set up a very set schedule for your health routine, for your, or some new exercise, or also for volunteering, helping other people. Sun is a very benevolent planet. It loves to help other people, right? So the sun is there in the skies all the time, giving its light and heat, right? So it's literally burning for other people. So this is a good time. One of the best remedies would be to do a lot of volunteer work for other people. And anyway, sun in the sixth house will not let you sit idle. So you'll have to work hard, and you might as well do some things for other people. So helping other people, working on your health routine, and also focusing on your work, your profession, your 9 to 5 job. That'll be the theme. And Sun is the second lord here, right? So second lord sitting in the sixth house, that means there may be involvement of your family. Do some things together with your family with respect to your health. Maybe start a family health routine or something. Also, second house is our speech. Okay, so speech and Sun in Sagittarius, that means this is the time for you to speak about spiritual wisdom, higher purpose, your dharma. Give webinars or YouTube channel, or just talks and speeches about how to progress, how to make spiritual progress. So all of that is going to be the theme, but really, really powerful time for you to help other people, focus on your health, and also focus on your Shadripus, the six inner enemies that we have, or weaknesses that we have: Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. Okay, so and then also, Sun is friendly towards the Lagna Lord, the Moon. So the Moon will also help you. That's Sun in Sagittarius for Cancer Lagna and for Cancer Rashi. Next is Leo rising and Leo Rashi. Okay, so if you have Leo as your rising sign, or if you have Moon in Leo, then you see here number 5 sign, that's Leo. So this applies to you. So we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius and Leo rising or Leo Rashi. So you can see Sun is sitting in the 5th house for Leo rising and Leo Rashi. Sun in the 5th house in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sun is the Lagna Lord, of course. Sun is the Lagna Lord for Leo rising and Leo Rashi. And so you have the Lagna Lord sitting in the 5th house in the sign of Sagittarius. Best time to be creative about spirituality with your children or with your romantic partners. That's the number one, that's the key summary for Leo rising or Leo Rashi. So Sun in Sagittarius will make you very sensitive towards philosophy and learning spirituality, and a lot of travel, independent nature, and very, very adventurous spirit. This will give you optimism and hope, and so you can do all of these things with your children. That's 5th house, or with your romantic partners. Be very creative. And good time for chanting, the mantras, especially Gayatri mantra. 5th house is the house of mantras and chanting. So your Lagna Lord is sitting in the 5th house. That means your entire focus, your logical mind will be focused on 5th house matters, which is children or mantras or, romantic relationships or creativity. And so all of that will be the focus. Go on a pilgrimage with your children. Go on a pilgrimage with your romantic partner. And see, 5th house is also, our the thing that we give birth to. So work on creative projects, and it's also about discovering yourself in a way, because it's the Lagna Lord we're talking about. So Lagna Lord sitting in the fifth house will help you discover who you are, give birth to something meaningful. That should be the theme for the next month. Give birth to something meaningful that has a spiritual foundation, spiritual purpose, um, for Leo rising and for Leo Rashi. So that's the Sun in Sagittarius for Leo. Next would be Virgo. So now we're looking at a Sun in Sagittarius for Virgo Lagna or Virgo Rashi. That means if you have Virgo rising sign or your moon is in Virgo, this applies to you. Let me show. So this is number 6 sign, which is Virgo. And Sun is sitting in the fourth house here. So Sun is in the fourth house in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay. And Sun is your 12th house ruler. So this is the sign of Leo, and Sun is the ruler of Leo. So in a nutshell, Sun is in the sign of Sagittarius, sitting in the fourth house, and Sun is the 12th house ruler for Virgo rising, Virgo Lagna, or Virgo Rashi, which is Virgo moon sign. So Sun in Sagittarius, in general, that means a free spirit, adventurous spirit, a lot of travel, enthusiasm, optimism, learning about higher wisdom, spiritual subjects, philosophy, all of that will be the focus. Now, specifically for Virgo rising or Virgo Rashi, Sun is in the fourth house. That means your fourth house will be the focus. The focus will be on your inner happiness. Fourth house is your inner happiness. And fourth house is our residence, fourth house is our mother, fourth house is vehicles. All of that is fourth house. So Sun will throw light on all of those areas of life. And Sun will throw light in a very spiritual way, in a very Sagittarius way. That means this is a good time to discover what makes you happy, what truly gives you inner happiness. Focus on that, meditate on that. This month will give you the answers. You'll understand what really, don't think about money, don't think about, job or society or family and things like that. What truly makes you happy from within? Sun is a very sattvic planet, and Sagittarius is a sattvic sign. It's a dharmic sign. So it will give you the answers about your spiritual path. Okay. And also, this is the time to develop a more spiritual connection with your mother, if she is alive, right? And also at your residence, place of residence, convert that to a sort of a retreat center, like a meditation center. So do lots of meditation, lots of dharma, lots of spiritual discussions, philosophy, learning, and exchanging ideas at your home. So invite your friends at home, invite other people to have spiritual discussions at your home. And also Sun is the 12th house ruler. So that means connection with the foreigners, right? Good time to give donation also for spiritual purposes to the priests, to the temples, and 12th house is also 12th house is the house of restricted places like ashrams and retreat centers. So this is a powerful combination. 12th ruler in the fourth house. That means either go on a retreat in a foreign country or in an ashram, or make your home itself as a retreat center. Okay, so focus on higher wisdom, higher purpose, spiritual progress. Be very independent and very optimistic. Do not depend on others, but you can do discussions and things in connection with your mother at your place of residence. So all of that is the theme for the next 1 month, from December 16th through January 15th for Virgo rising and Virgo moon sign. So next will be Libra. So we're talking about Libra rising, that is Libra Lagna, or Libra Rashi, which means moon is in Libra. Libra is number 7 sign here. You see Libra is rising, or your moon could be in Libra. And Sun is going over your 3rd house. So this is your 3rd house. And Sun is in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay. And Sun is the ruler of the 11th house. Okay, so in a nutshell, to summarize, Sun is transiting through your third house in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sun is the ruler of the 11th house for Libra rising or Libra moon sign. If your Libra is first house, or if your moon is in Libra, then this applies to you. So Sun in Sagittarius, first of all, what that means is a very independent, free spirit, a lot of travel, love for pilgrimage, learning, philosophy, discussions, dharmic discussions, sangha, gurus, deep spiritual adventures, deep spiritual learning. Be very optimistic and enthusiastic. So all of that is Sun in Sagittarius. Now that's happening in your third house. That means communication. It's a great time for you to communicate to the world about higher wisdom, about spiritual path, about learning, about philosophy. Secondly, it's a good time to do these things with your spouse, with your younger siblings. Okay. Third is learn some skills that will help you with spiritual progress. Learn some new skills, especially related to your hands, mudras or mantras, or playing some instrument, things like that, that will help you on the spiritual path, spiritual progress. Okay. And then Sun is the 11th house ruler. So you could do that with your friends also, with the social media, and have your desires, that are very sattvic, because Sun is a sattvic planet, and 11th house represents our desires, third house as well to some extent. So this is a wonderful month for you to focus on, like, have intentions of very spiritual, sattvic, and benevolent desires, not to have any like, unnecessary wishes or needs or desires. So a good time to focus on spiritual progress with your siblings or with your friends, and also communicate about it. Be careful in the first half of this duration, though, until 3rd January, Mercury is retrograde. So be careful when you communicate, but you should communicate after, checking and rechecking what you're trying to say or what you're trying to write. But do talk to people about spiritual progress and learn some new skills that will help you on the path to spiritual progress. So that was Libra rising or Libra moon sign, Sun in Sagittarius. Next is Scorpio rising or Scorpio Rashi, which means either your first house is Scorpio or your moon is in Scorpio. So this applies to both of you. So this is the number 8 sign, that is Scorpio. So we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius during this month, next 30 days or so. Okay, so for Scorpio rising or Scorpio Rashi, Sun is sitting in the 2nd house. Okay, and Sun is the ruler of the 10th house. You see here, 10th house is Leo. So Sun being the ruler of Leo, Sun is the 10th Lord sitting in the 2nd house in the sign of Sagittarius. So Sun in Sagittarius in general will mean Sun is very comfortable in Sagittarius. It's in a friendly sign. Okay, it's in the sign in the house of its guru, the advisor, Brihaspati. Okay, so very good time for spiritual discussions, higher wisdom, spiritual progress, focusing on who you are, and being very enthusiastic and optimistic and like a free spirit, and a lot of travel, adventure, all of that. Now Sun is in the 2nd house for Scorpio rising, Scorpio Rashi. That means doing all of these things with your family, okay, or focus on channeling your family wealth for spiritual progress. Okay, could be also, for example, maybe doing some investments or starting something that, like a retreat center, like a Ayurveda center, things that have spiritual foundation, spiritual focus, and with a business perspective where your goal is to enhance, to improve the family wealth. Okay, Sun in the 2nd house also will mean talking about these areas of that Sagittarius represents. So your speech will be very like executive. It'll have the power. Sun in 2nd house gives you very powerful speech, and so Sun is the 10th house ruler. So do some things with your career that have a spiritual focus. Okay, so bring some spirituality in your career, in your work, in your profession. And there could be a lot of travel related to your work. And there could be like new hope, new optimism, new enthusiasm when it comes to your profession, to your work, and also with respect to your family, wealth. And lastly, good time to start or develop some new diet, new, food related initiatives, because second house represents the food that we eat as well. Okay, so that is Sun in Sagittarius for Scorpio rising as well as Scorpio moon sign. Next is Sagittarius rising or Sagittarius moon sign. Okay, so we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius. And of course, Sagittarius is uh, the first house, is the first sign, rising sign, or your moon is in Sagittarius. And so Sun is, of course, sitting in your Lagna, in your rising sign, in your Rashi. And Sun is the ruler of the ninth house. So your ninth house sitting in your Lagna, really, really powerful month for you to dive deep into spirituality. Why? Because Sun in Sagittarius, in general, for everybody, for all 12 Lagnas or all 12 Rashis, will mean adventurous spirit, going deep dive into learning, into philosophical discussions, into spiritual progress, travel, being a free spirit, pilgrimage, going on a, being very enthusiastic and optimistic. So all of that, but then also it's the first house. Sagittarius is your Lagna, is your Rashi. Okay, that means focus on your own self-development, your personality development, who you are. Discover Sun, wherever Sun goes, that area of life is illuminated. So we're talking about Sun in the first house. So that means focus will be who you are, your logical mind, your body in general. Good time for your health. It'll improve your immunity this month. So focus on health routines. Start some health routines. Start some new meditation where you want to discover yourself. Okay, and also Sun is the ninth house ruler. Ninth lord sitting in the first house means a lot of connection with the gurus, with the teachers, with your superiors, and a lot of dharmic discussions with the gurus. Okay, so do some things with your gurus. Help discover yourself with the help of your gurus, your teachers, your sangha. A great time for higher education, spiritual education. That's ninth house. So this is Sun in Sagittarius for the Sagittarius Lagna and Sagittarius Rashi. So next will be Capricorn. So we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius for the next month, next 30 days, from December 16th to January 15th. So as you can see here, this is Capricorn rising or Capricorn moon sign. Number 10 is Capricorn. So either your rising sign is Capricorn or your moon is in Capricorn or both, then this will apply to you. And so in this, as you can see, Sun is sitting in the 12th house in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sun is the ruler of the 8th house. So see, there's a connection between the 8th house and the 12th house. And so that's a very, so these are moksha sthanas. The 4th, 8th, and 12th houses are moksha houses, moksha sthanas. So Sun in Sagittarius in general, a very deep focus on spiritual progress, higher spiritual wisdom, traveling, independent spirit, adventurous spirit, being very optimistic, enthusiastic. Sun is in the sign of its guru, Jupiter, Brihaspati. And so great time to focus on spiritual progress. Now, 12th house is the house of retreats, is the house of astral travel, house of energy healing. All of that will be the focus. You'll have natural access to other planes of existence. You'll get messages from ancestors. Focus on your dreams, lucid dreaming, do yoga nidra, energy healing, clairvoyance, attend some retreats, go to ashrams. All of that is 12th house. Also connection with the foreigners. Do that, maybe go on a pilgrimage, long distance travel for spiritual purposes to a foreign country, or meet some foreign people. Do these things with foreign people. Study some foreign subjects, foreign, which could be foreign to you. And then also connection of the 8th house, because it's the 8th ruler sitting in the 12th house. That again brings a very, very deep spiritual aspect to it. 8th house is change and transformation. So you may see a lot of change and transformation in your spiritual outlook, in your dharma, in your, like aim of life, goal of life. You may start thinking about very deep philosophical questions and deep, questions about universe and who you are. And also, 8th house is hidden things. So some secrets may be revealed to you, secrets of the universe, or in general, some other secrets. But the main focus is on spiritual progress because we have the 8th house and the 12th house connection going on. And good time for travel, especially pilgrimage to a foreign country. Sun in the 12th house. And it's a sign of Sagittarius anyway, which means long distance travels, pilgrimage, and going to temples and things like that. So that is Sun in Sagittarius for Capricorn Lagna, which is rising sign, as well as Capricorn Rashi, which is the moon sign. So next is Aquarius rising, Aquarius Lagna, or Aquarius Rashi, which is Aquarius moon sign. So here you see number 11 sign, that's Aquarius. That's your first house, that's your Lagna, that's your rising sign or your moon sign. And then Sun is sitting in the 11th house, and Sun is the ruler of the 7th house. So very interesting period. So we're talking about next 30 days when Sun is going to be in Sagittarius from December 16th through January 15th. In general, Sun in Sagittarius gives you a free spirit, adventurous spirit, a lot of travel, pilgrimage, travel for spiritual purposes, learning deep subjects, learning philosophy, discussion of spiritual subjects, and gurus and higher wisdom and spiritual path and progress, all of that. Now, this is all happening in your 11th house because Sagittarius is your 11th house. So that means doing these things with your friends, doing these things on social media, doing these things. So having a very sattvic desire, 11th house is your desires, having very, very dharmic and spiritual desires rather than material desires. And travel with your friends maybe to some spiritual sites, like organize some pilgrimage with your friends. And also it's the 7th ruler we're talking about. Sun is the 7th house lord, which is Leo, right? So 7th house for Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon sign is Leo. So Sun is the 7th ruler sitting in the 11th house. So that means doing these things with your spouse, that may bring financial gains if you do some spiritual things. See, the goal for Sagittarius is higher spiritual progress. So making spiritual progress. Okay, so do that with your spouse, with your partner. That's the 7th house because it's the 7th house ruler we're talking about. So Sun is in Sagittarius, being the 7th house ruler. And be very, very positive, optimistic with your partner, with your relationships, and learn together, travel together, go on a pilgrimage together, have some dharmic discussions together. So that's the Sun in Sagittarius for Aquarius rising, which is Aquarius Lagna, or Aquarius Rashi, which is moon in Aquarius. So next one is Pisces. So this is for Pisces rising, which is Pisces Lagna, or if your moon is in Pisces, this applies to you both. So this is number 12 sign, that's Pisces. And we're talking about Sun in the sign of Sagittarius for the next month, for the next 30 days, December 16th through January 15th. See, as you can see, Sun is sitting in the 10th house for Pisces rising or Pisces Lagna, and Sun is the ruler of the 6th house. Okay, so Sun in Sagittarius, first of all, in general, it means spiritual progress. It means higher wisdom. It means dharma, sangha, gurus, philosophical discussions, learning, esoteric subjects, very free, adventurous spirit. All of that is Sun in Sagittarius. Okay. And then it's all happening in your 10th house. 10th house is your profession, your work, your career, the things that you do in the broad daylight. So this will give you you will be in the limelight. You'll be it'll give your profession the energy, the boost, Okay, so sun, wherever sun goes, that area of life gets eliminated. There's like huge focus on that area. So your work, your profession, actually it involves both. Either if you do business or if you do like a 9 to 5 job, this applies to both of you because sixth house is also involved. And this is a time maybe to go on a spiritual journey, pilgrimage with your colleagues. I mean, if you are into a spiritual profession, okay. But make spiritual progress in your work, in your business, and you could do that with your co-workers. And focus on some new health routines. That's the sixth house. They'll give you spiritual foundation. So essentially, meditation is the key thing. Do lots of meditation. That's a good remedy for sixth lord. And also, sixth house is our inner enemies. Okay, so discover your weaknesses and focus on that, and get rid of those weaknesses, your enemies. But good time for you to focus on your career, if possible. Start something spiritual at your work or entirely a spiritual career. That'll be the focus for the next month for Pisces rising as well as Pisces Rashi. And we're talking about Sun in Sagittarius from December 16th through January 15th. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.